Hey everybody, you know what time it is. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. I just want to get something off my chest. It's looksism content because, as I mentioned, I'm going to hold off on talking about my personal weight loss journey until I get down to 50 pounds down officially, which for me is not far off. Okay, I'm over 30 pounds, over 35 pounds down, so it's not far off. Okay, anyway, on that note, hi. I was on Facebook and a video popped up, and in the video this woman, oh no, was it Facebook? I feel like it was. Anyway, she has a weight loss page, and she was saying like, yeah, ladies, if he was with you when you were bigger and now that you're smaller, he's with you, he's a keeper. And I love that my girls, I don't know them, but they still my girls, showed up and showed out in that lady's comment saying, and not to like attack her like she, deserves to be attacked, because she doesn't. But they were explaining there's more to being a keeper than a man finding you attractive. If you're so-called pretty, you're pretty, and that includes for big women. I mean, that there's, I have mixed views on that. Like, I don't think of myself as the greatest looking chubby, or not chubby, fat woman. I think I'm pretty as a smaller version of myself than as I am now, you know what I mean, whatever. But there are fat women who, when they lose weight, people try to get them to regain it, because they actually do. I feel bad saying it, but I'm just going to say it, depending on the woman and depending on where she started, they actually do look better as heavy set women. And that's a whole nother conversation. I can do a video on that too, but that's a whole nother conversation in and of itself. But there are plenty of people who look beautiful as fat people, okay? And there are, and obviously look good as smaller people, and so on and so forth. So him finding you attractive, what does that mean? That's not making him a keeper. Now, here is my controversial opinion. And if you've seen my old videos, I've talked about this, so this might be a rerun for you, but I'm still going to say it here. It is my opinion that a lot of women who are in my size range, maybe not as big as me, and definitely my size and bigger, okay? Because it gets tough, in my personal opinion, when you were as big as me. I'm, around the 300s, okay? I'm a size 20, 24, whatever, it gets it gets hard up here where I am, right? And so compared to like, being a smaller fatty, which is another topic, again, I've talked about, but I plan on talking about again, because, we learn through redundancy. Anyway, on that, or repetition, whatever. Anyway, on that point is that, when you're this big or bigger, or give or take a few pounds or something, a lot of women settle, especially when they don't see themselves trimming down anytime soon. They're like, wow, a guy is interested in me. I'm going to go with the guy who's interested in me, and they hook up with that guy. I'm going to say this, and this is going to sound bad, but it is what it is. This is my personal opinion. If a man thinks that you don't really have too many guys interested in you, then he has no, unless this is just who he is as a person, to do the most, he has no incentive to compete for your heart, if you will, to, show up and show out for you, because he knows you're not going anywhere. I think most women, when we get into a relationship, and men too, sidebar, men too, but we ain't talking about them in this way. Most women, when we get into a relationship, we do not want to get out of the relationship unless we're leaving for something greater. Go fight somebody else. I'm just telling you my opinion, okay? Unless we're leaving for somebody better, okay, or the guy is mistreating us, we don't usually opt for singleness if the guy isn't horrifically bad. And even sometimes when he is horrifically bad, we don't opt for singleness. Again, that's a conversation for another day. But you catch my meaning, right? So we settle because that's all we can get when we're 3 tons of fun or whatever, right? Now, speed ahead. You took your Ozempic, You've been hitting the gym. You've been drinking your water. You are looking good, girl. Okay. You are glowed up. You are a pretty chick now. Okay. I was going to use the B word, but you catch my meaning. Okay. You're a baddie, girl. And all of a sudden, a new group of men are approaching you. Been there. Been there. Miss those days so much. But anyway, seriously, now a new group of men are approaching you, a new group of men that before you rarely got approached, or if you got approached, they were lowbrow men. Now, men with something to truly offer, including good looks a lot of times, want you. You're more likely to step on out. And I mean, that's the thing. When you have the option to do better and you stay where you are, that's like saying something. But I think a lot of people, when you have the option to truly do better, then, and you are a normal, healthy person on some, I mean, you know, we'll say a healthy person. We won't use the term normal. And you have the option to do better, and that person was someone you settled for, you're getting out of there. Okay? He makes one mess up. He's been messing up all your relationship, but when you have options and he messes up, you are out of there. Okay? If you know you got a sure thing, you're out of there, you know? So I know that sounds bad, and like I said, I've talked about this before, but because it came up again in that woman's video, I just thought it was funny. And you know, yeah, a lot of us settle, and that's why we leave relationships as soon as we glow up, to make it make more sense. And we also stay in toxic relationships because we know that when we're single, we ain't got nowhere to be. But I've talked about my situation, but I left because I felt like I didn't have a choice. And now I'm at a point where I understand I have a choice, but I have to get myself together. You know, I'm not just resigning myself to like, oh, you know, nobody else will want me or something like that. I'm like, oh no, I have a, you know, I don't want to use that phrase. I was going to say I have a pretty face. No, I know that I'm pretty underneath all this weight. And so it is my goal to get rid of this excess weight so that I can get what's right for me instead of settling and, you know, fighting with substandard men. I'm not here for it. So anyway, end rant, okay? But again, I may do more on this topic and other things that I brought up here. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.